All right, so as I'm realizing, it really does help to do these meditations when I know I'm going to be sharing them. And I'm going to be sharing them out there on YouTube. People who have no idea who I am. And I want this to be shared with others who don't know who I am. Because in a way, by sharing this with others who don't know who I am, then I'm not going to be needing to express who I am. And in that, I feel more safe because I am sharing personal things, and I don't feel comfortable sharing who I am because I want to maintain respect for others. Especially I'm speaking about my mom that recently died. My mom who recently died. I loved my mom. I loved her. I wanted nothing more than to have an authentic relationship with her, but it was so hard because I felt so betrayed. I just wanted a respectful relationship between us, but in human form, it was, it seemed literally impossible. But it seems that humans were a lot of times, at least I can only speak about myself, the way I treat myself is connected to the way others have treated me, especially if I went, well, especially having gone through abuse, sexual abuse, and all of that, and also seeing how people that were supposed to protect me or help me through it, they didn't. It really made me feel like there was something wrong with me, like I'm not important. And I realized that the way I try to belong in life is by, if I'm really nice to other people, if I please other people, then they will be nice back to me. But that never got me anywhere at all. It just ended up making me become more abused by the system. And so I got to understand and learn what narcissistic behavior is like firsthand in many relationships. I got to either experience those who want something from me, or those who are emotionally unavailable. If somebody is wanting to be around me, it's because they want something from me. And as a child, I I learned that. If I was given attention, it's because somebody wants something from me. Either my brother is giving me attention, but it was bad attention. I felt he was bullying me all the time, calling me names, calling me stupid, calling me fat, calling me ugly. Especially when my dad died, I gained some weight, and he loved that. It was perfect for him to call me fat all the time. Moron and all of that. After my dad died when I was like 10, my mom's coworker would come to the house. He sexually abused me. And obviously he threatened me that if I said anything, he would kill my mom. So of course I didn't. I still don't feel comfortable sharing on a public platform, even though I've shared it with a number of other people, what specific things of what this person did. But it's actually sad that I feel that I've shared with like a number of family members what this person did, and I got indifference back from them. Not indifference, but like I got nothing back. And if somebody told me that they experienced these things by someone, I would be horrified. Horrified. So it like shuns me of the freedom of even just sharing what specifically happened to me, because they acted like it wasn't that important. My family acted like it wasn't a big deal. It was because it was all a competition between me and my mom. It felt like my mom just wanted to when she found out what happened to me, she just wanted to just erase that from our history and be this happy family. But I wanted to heal this, especially, later on, I went through sexual abuse again, and I wanted to heal through this. And I didn't want to heal through this alone. And my mom just wanted to just shut it down. And when she saw that she couldn't shut it down, then she would blame me. She would gaslight me. Tell me it was my fault, or tell me that I was lying. And flip it over, making me feel like I'm crazy. But I remember. You don't forget something that was so horrible. You don't. And so it's always been about her image, about she didn't want to even think about, that she left me with him, and that something horrible could have happened, because that would mean that she's a bad mom. And so obviously if any of my family members seemed indifferent about what I went through, they wanted to maintain that same image of her, that she's nice and good, at the cost of being dismissive and downplaying what happened to me. And that's like their way of protecting their relationship with her. And so I am realizing that I've been feeling really depressed, right? And just very little, just very not motivated to do anything. And I'm in a situation where I just went through like they had to gut part of my house because I had some problems with the house. And I've had all these contractors start jobs, and then they end up leaving. I paid some of them, and they left the job uncompleted, or they did the wrong things, and everything is like on standstill. I'm waiting for this person and that person. And then the house is like, I just went through a lot. Also, thank God, the relationship I was in recently finally moved out. And so I've been going through other very narcissistic relationships. I felt like a prisoner in my own home with this relationship I was in, and I think I'm just trying to heal from the trauma of that. How abusive it was, of how he stole from me and how he took so much from me. And the combination of love bombing and selfishness, and like either being really, really nice or really, really rotten, and then back and forth, and then just playing with your psyche and just, but that's what that's what's been familiar. Just to like seek love from someone who has familiar traits to my mom, within the hopes that I can change them. And then it never usually happens. And then it just like, I was always like buying food and making dinner and doing this and doing that, and just, oh my God, just lost myself in being with someone who so high maintenance. The same with my mom. She was so high maintenance. I almost felt like she just wanted to be loved. She wanted to call me 1,000 times a day, to tell me all the problems of what's happening in the world, and to tell me all the problems of her friends and this and that. Yet she didn't realize why that would make me so angry. She expected me to just be like a therapist to her. Yet she would never be a space of compassion or presence to the biggest trauma of my life that and it almost seemed like she would because of her absence in supporting me in any which way with what happened with the sexual abuse, and I feel like she did it to protect her own image, she would like overly be protective in other areas, like don't learn how to swim, because I don't want you to get in the water, and you need to like just she would worry about every little thing, but it seemed like it was insignificant things, or at least it seemed like to me, and compared to the most biggest major trauma in my life. But she made everything else more important, again, to downplay that. And she always like talked to other people how she would care about me, and how she would worry about me, and it almost felt like and deep down, during the times, especially when I just got so tired, I went through I remember when I was young, I would work and give her all the money to help her pay for costs, and she would complain that she was, after my dad died, that she was the only one that was working, and I was thankful for her to do that. I just always tried to please her in any which way. And that happened for years and years and years, and it just always seemed like when she had my love, it's more like she wanted to take, but I remember she never even remembered my 16th birthday. I remember that. She was just indifferent and unloving, and it was more so when I was just tired. I was tired of doing everything in my power to please her but I did it so that I could have her love, I was also manipulating. I wanted to try to be as nice as possible so that we could have a good relationship, so that I could have her love, but that didn't work. And it took me to the point of getting so upset at her, not wanting to be around her. And then she became more needy, and she would be, and it almost felt like she was love bombing me. And then when I would let her in, then she would like, boom, do something really mean. And then I wouldn't want to talk to her for a long time. And then she would like slowly love bomb me, and then boom, she would do something really mean. She had a lot of self-entitlement. She's very manipulative and very controlling. Very mean sometimes. She was also very wonderful. I can tell when she was in her heart, she was beautiful, But it was the ego. The ego is strong sometimes, and it came out. It broke my heart. And I feel like I downplayed the sexual abuse, because the thing that hurt me the most was her, feeling her betrayal. Feeling that her image was more important than really just wanting to take accountability for what happened between us. To me, it was never about blaming her, like you're a bad mother because you didn't protect me and you let that man, sexually abuse me because you were not around. My mom did the best she could, She didn't know that guy was gonna do that to me. That man was gonna do that to me. She could have been humble and she could have said, God, I'm sorry that I trusted him to be with you alone while I was not there, and it breaks my heart that you had to go through that. She was never able to really take in my pain, because she always focused on how it affected her. How it affected her image. So she had to make it not true. She had to keep defending herself to make it not true, and to change the subject and to flip the story around to make me look like the bad one. There were a couple of times that she did admit certain things from her heart, but then she would go back to the ego other times and then come back to the same kind of defending. And it was just, God, it was so painful. I know I'm not the only one who has been extremely gaslighted. It's hard enough to go through sexual abuse and then not having the support from others. It's even more excruciating. And then I can't believe she passed away. I want to hold on to all the little things that were hers, The other day, one of her lamps broke, and I was just so upset, Like pieces of glass were like all over the floor, and it was just splattered all over the floor. And it almost symbolized how my heart feels. My heart feels like it's splattered all over the place. I'm not just grieving her death. I'm grieving the fact that I really lost her when I was 10. And since 10 years old, or 11 years old when I finally told her, since around 10 years old, I've been trying to get my mom back because I feel like I lost her love, her ability to love me. Because I feel like her guilt that deep down she felt she had to cover up with narcissistic abuse. And that's how she coped with this deeply ingrained guilt that I felt she had. And I felt it affected her, And it upsets me because maybe if that man never came to the house, maybe I would have had a different relationship with her. So I lost her twice. I lost the dream of having this relationship with my mom one day again, But now I feel her in heaven. And now I know she wants me to heal. I feel her support now. She wants me to heal from this. She's not my enemy. She never has been my enemy. It's the ego. It's not who we are. It's the part of the human conditioning, the human consciousness that makes us think we are that, but we are not that. We are not just that. And people may judge and say that I'm not really feeling my mom and it's just a wish that I have, but I really do feel her from heaven. I really do. So I guess I finally did get my mom's heart back. I finally did get my mom's love back. But it doesn't really give me a level of satisfaction because I wanted her back in the human realm. But I have to make peace with that. I have to make peace with it. So I'm understanding that narcissism is also an illness, just like depression. I guess for some, the way that they may feel better about themselves by controlling others and manipulating others and gaslighting others and being self-entitled and then other people have a difficult time being kind to themselves. They're more motivated in helping others than being motivated in helping themselves. And I'm doing that right now. I swear to you, making this video is or this audio rather, the main reason I'm introspecting is because I realized, okay, I'm going to send this on YouTube. I'm going to put this on YouTube. No one will know who I am. You know, it's going to be without my name, without my picture. And maybe maybe someone else was going through something similar. Maybe this can help them. You know? I don't know, that's the way I've always functioned. I don't only just help others because I want something back in return, but it just brings me back to my heart when if I can be there for another, you know? I feel that's purpose. That's what feels most purposeful, when I can be there for someone. And I am realizing that life also wants me to be there for myself, to be motivated in self-care. And so by expressing this, putting this on video for someone out there to maybe hear one day, it's encouraging me to heal. Yeah, everybody copes differently. I'm realizing even narcissistic behavior, you know, I've been following what's been going on with Johnny Depp and his ex-wife, and I see her face, and I see it just feels like he's the one that's gone through the most abuse. And it's wild, you know, some people they use narcissistic abuse. Maybe they've been abandoned. They felt a lack of love from a family member, and they've developed a lot of anger from it. And or maybe they've been really spoiled by other members of the family. And they like feeling important. And they want to feel adored, and they want to feel like like the best because they think they are the best, or sometimes they have a lot of anger because of being abandoned, and maybe they don't trust people. How could they trust others if they couldn't even trust a parent? And so before anyone else does anything bad to them, they become the first ones to do the bad things to the other, you know? So they might be okay with being mean to people because they feel that people are mean. Everyone's mean anyway. So might as well be the first one to strike before the other strikes. I don't know, it's just everyone has their own way of coping. And the way I coped with my pain is by trying to be the nicest, always being available to others, always being... God, it's such a prison, just to... I remember watching the video of the song that Sia sang, Chandelier, and that little girl with the blonde hair, with the straight, short blonde hair. I remember there was this one time when she was dancing and she made this smile, like she was like this big smile, faking this happiness, but within this aura of unhappiness. And I remember that. I always had that fake smile, like it's always trying to fake a smile is hard to do. And people who fake smiles, those are the people that suffer alone. So I'm trying to do everything humanly possible to motivate myself. To-do lists, reminder lists. I even put the video recorder on so that let me do 30 minutes of cleaning and do this, and then do 30 minutes of that. So, because if I have the video recorder on my phone, then I won't distract myself going on YouTube and watching, or going on social media and this and that. And part of me has been wanting to see every single video out there about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, because it's very familiar, and I want so much justice for him. And seeing her just it's really upsetting, I notice that I have a lot of anger, and even the video, she recorded this video of him breaking down. I think it was right after his mom died. He's breaking down literally, and like assaulting the cabinets as he described. He was like really upset, kicking the furniture and she's all calm. She's like, "Oh, what's wrong? Oh, I just woke up. We didn't fight today, so what's wrong?" Like, but very sneaky. And then when he finds the camera that she's been recording him, there's this like laugh, like she's laughing, that she caught him, caught him doing something that can be used against him. But it's this. And then the lawyer is like her lawyer's talking to Johnny Depp about it. Don't you think that she might have been scared that, you were being violent? She didn't seem scared of being violated by him. She looked pretty calm. Her arms were not shaking. She seemed calm. Even her laughing at the end. All she was trying to do was make him look bad so she can have some kind of evidence to make him look bad. But it's that narcissistic behavior where they try to flip the story around. And it's so upsetting. I'm just glad that he was able to get like some of those audios that really characterized her well. She pretty much admitted that she's the one that started fights, that she didn't punch him, but he deserved a really proper punch, that she hit him and he's acting like a baby and just mocking him. And it's infuriating because obviously I'm familiar with the pain of my mom just flipping the story around. My family flipping the story around. Invalidating and downplaying what happened and making it look like I'm the one with the problem. It's tragic. But in this human world, there's always going to be the heart and the soul. And there's also going to be the human component that is not kind. It wants power. It wants control. It wants to be better than the other. It's the ego. And I'm sure Amber Heard, I'm sure she has moments that she's in her heart. Now that she has that baby, maybe she has moments where she is in her heart. She's able to share heartful moments. I don't know. But it just seems so manipulative. Even how she tries to convince her friends and whatever to be on her side. And God, it just seems really manipulative, and it's very upsetting. But and so it leads me to the metaphor that helps me turn it around. Wow, 44 minutes already. see if I can do the other. I'm going to do the other audio separately because it's starting to get really long. See if I can meditate through this and bring the energy around back into healing. Okay, so I choose to bring my attention inwardly. And this metaphor is always helpful. If I think of a house that is on fire, and maybe there's people in the fire that need to be saved, and at the same time I see the person that has caused the fire, that has started the fire, and that person is running the opposite direction, do I go after the person that has caused the fire because I'm seeking justice and I'm really upset because that person did something so bad? Or do I try to go into the house, if it is safe to, and save the people there? And so I choose to go and help the people in the fire, if it is safe to. And so if I am in the fire, whether I am triggered by something, whether something someone has said or done feels like a betrayal, or feels hurtful, or just anything that I'm going through feels unjust in any way, do I focus on that person being unjust and give them more and more power by thinking of them, by letting them live rent-free inside of my mind? Or do I choose to go within and face the part of me that is in the fire? And I remind myself the same thing. I have these few metaphors, these few reminders that help me, lead me back home. And just like the water extinguishes a physical fire, it is my presence and my love that extinguishes the energetic fire inside of me. And the interesting thing is that everything that's not love eventually leads us back to love. Everything that has not felt loving from anyone, including from myself, because we all are either acting from vice or virtue, all of us. Anything that doesn't feel loving eventually leads me to be a space of presence and heart to the parts of me that feels broken. It all brings us back to love when we are ready, when we are willing. I don't know, maybe we are in this human world to experience contrast. Maybe we are in this human world to experience love and the opposite of love. And maybe eventually the opposite of love brings us back to love. Maybe eventually we are in the place and phase of our lives that we can literally say to this world, thank you for showing me the lack of love. It brings me back to facing the fire within. I choose. to extinguish the energetic fire with my love. It deserves it. At least let me start there. So before even bringing love to the equation, actually, it helps to just start easy and just say, okay, can I allow myself to look inwardly and be a space of presence to that which is within? Am I willing to look within? Accept what is going on within. And then breathe it out. This is what I learned from Thich Nhat Hanh, in the early days when I started listening to his audio recordings. Said, okay, anger is inside of me right now. Okay. I am anger at this moment. Okay. Or whatever it was, whether it's anger or whatever it was. Just being able to accept what is being felt within. And I notice when I resist the emotions within, that's when I use emotional eating, all those other forms of abuse, right, that I also partake in. Emotional eating, distracting myself, going into that deep depression where just not kind, being judgmental, being angry, valid reasons to be angry, but the more we become angry, the more it affects our health. We affect others and we affect ourselves. It's when we can stop the fire from becoming a wildfire. It's when we can look at the fire and we are able to extinguish it with our presence and our love and our kindness. To be able to look at our pain is the hardest, but it's the most beautiful thing. And so I choose. I am willing to look within instead of focusing on the person that has caused the fire. I'm willing to help those that are in the fire right now, in that burning home. And right now it is me in that burning home. So I choose to look within. And I observe, I scan within. And I breathe it out. look within. Scan, observe. And I breathe it out. And the funny thing is, when I am able to be a space of presence to that which is within, that is when the tensions have the space to be breathed out. I look within. I allow whatever tensions are residing inside. They deserve my presence. Not everyone's gonna show kindness, but can I? Can I sit with what is? And I breathe it out. Can I sit with what is? I scan and observe within. I breathe it out. Scan and observe within. I scan, observe within. Choose to sit with what is within. I choose to sit with what is within. Become a friend to that which shows up inside. Choose to sit with that which is within. I think I'm ready to be a space of tenderness to that which is within. This body's gone through a lot. It has reasons for why it feels this, and it has reasons for why it feels that. It deserves my compassion. As I look within, as I feel any tensions within my body, I know that they are memories of traumas. I open my heart to them as I look within. And I breathe it out. I open my heart to that which is within. Breathe it out. One more time. I'll look within from my heart. Good, I breathe it out. Okay, now that I was brave enough to bring a space of presence and compassion to the human part within, I realize I am not just human, I am a human being. There is space within and throughout every thought, every emotion, every cell of my body. There is space within and throughout everything. I allow myself to feel the expansiveness, the beingness within my human beingness. I start from my hands because that's the easiest for me. I allow myself to feel the space within my hands. Allow myself to feel the aliveness that resides there. All right. I allow myself to feel the space within every cell within my arms. Good. I always remember what Eckhart Tolle once said. When we start recognizing the inner stillness, we realize, wow, I am not just the pain inside. We're able to look within because we are not just looking at the pain, we are also space. It's like, it's okay. I can look within. It's safe to look within. I can feel the space within my hands and arms. And by feeling the space within my face, within my hands and arms, it helps me to breathe out the tensions from those areas. And so I go to the feet. I allow myself to feel the space within my feet and legs. And it just takes willingness, I notice for me. If I am willing to feel the space within a certain body part or number of body parts, then I will allow the higher self within me to guide me to it. I don't have to find it. I just have to be willing to observe it and practice it. It just happens. I allow myself to feel the space within my legs. It is there. Whether at this moment I'm able to feel it or not, it is there. Can I allow the inner wisdom to guide me to it? It's more willingness than anything. It's more readiness. than a desire that comes from the mind. And it feels peaceful to feel the aliveness within a certain part of the body, and then eventually feeling the aliveness, the space within every part of the body, and feeling that space within and throughout. It's very peaceful. It's freedom. I allow myself to feel the space within my arms and legs simultaneously. Good. I allow myself to feel the space within the middle part of the body. So I'm going to go in parts today. Starting from the skin and going inwardly helps me. Starting from the groin, I allow myself to feel the space within the skin around the groin. I allow my wisdom to take me there. By feeling the space within that area, it helps me to breathe out the tensions that I've held in there that are willing to be breathed out right now. I allow myself to feel the space within the deeper structures of the groin. I realize this is the area of the root chakra where, when balanced, I feel centered and grounded. When imbalanced, it's probably because I've felt the lack of safety. And right now this world is not feeling so safe. So right now this area definitely needs attention, I notice, for me. I allow myself to feel the space within the deeper structures of the groin. I allow my wisdom to take me there. Good. I allow myself to feel the space within the skin of the bottom and pelvis. Good. I allow myself to feel the space within the deeper structures of the bottom and the pelvis. Good. I allow myself to feel the space within the groin and pelvis. Okay, I allow myself to go to the second chakra below the belly button, where it deals with intimacy and relationships. We feel we have healthy relationships with ourselves, with others. This area feels balanced. When we don't, it feels imbalanced. At least for me, it feels that way. I allow myself to feel the space within the skin of the lower abdomen. I allow my wisdom to connect me to it. Good. I allow myself to feel the space within the deeper structures of my lower abdomen. Good. I allow myself to feel the space within the skin of the lower back. And deeper structures. Good. I allow myself to feel the space within the lower abdomen and lower back. Good. I allow myself to feel the space within the upper abdomen. This is the solar plexus. This is the chakra that deals with our ability to feel intuitive and confident and the knowing of who we are versus feeling insecure and the lack of self-worth, questioning ourselves based on trauma, obviously. We've heard enough times that we're bad that we believe it, but that's not our truth. When we connect to that area, then we're able to breathe out those tensions. As children and young adults, oftentimes it's hard when we end up believing something that others have told us that we are. So we put that inside of our body. We block those beliefs inside of us. We block that energy inside. So by meditating through it, we become freed little by little. Not give in to lies. All right. So I allow myself to feel the space within the skin of my upper abdomen. As well as feeling the space within the deeper structures of my upper abdomen. I allow my wisdom to take me there. Just having the willingness will help me. Good. I allow myself to feel the space within the skin of the middle back, as well as the space within the deeper structures. Until I'm ready to feel the space within the upper abdomen, middle back. Good. Okay. I'm ready to feel the space within the chest, the heart chakra. This is where the pain usually is at. Because it's the heartbreak that is the hardest, sometimes. So, just to go there. I allow myself to feel the space within the skin around the chest. My wisdom can take me there. Good. I allow myself to feel the space within the deeper structures of the chest. Good. I allow myself to feel the space within the skin of the upper back and deeper structures. Good. Feeling the space within the chest and upper back. The throat chakra. We either pacified this area or made this area like some people scream and yell to get their needs met. And some people just kind of shied away from even speaking because they feel like it's scared to speak. And sometimes we're like a mix of the two extremes going back and forth depending on who we're with. The area of communication is beautiful when it's balanced, but right, let me go within. Feel the space within the skin of the neck, throughout the neck. I allow myself to feel the space within the deeper structures of the neck. The more I feel the space, the more I'm able to breathe out those tensions. Tensions can only live inside a fort. Once we remove the resistance, and once we bring in awareness and space, it has nowhere to hide anymore. And then it becomes free to be breathed out. Good. I allow myself to feel the space within the brow chakra area, dealing with mental clarity and peace, intuition as well. This area is often stressed out a lot. This is an area that gets very stressed out with our beliefs and our emotions and our perceptions, our mental chatter, our mental busyness, the mental noise. So many beliefs. So let's bring peace to this area, feeling the space within the skin around the face. There is space within the skin around this face. If I am willing to, the higher self within will guide me to it. Good. There is space within the deeper structures of the face. There is space within the skin of the head and scalp. There is space within the deeper structures of the head and scalp. There is space within the face and head. Checking in. There is space within the arms, legs, the middle part of the body, and face and head. There is space within at whole. Living within the tensions, there is space within at whole. I am both human and being. I am both. A spiritual being having a human experience. I am both. I allow myself to feel the space within me. I allow the space and the light within and the light of the earth to blend as one. Just like the trees connect to the earth as well. I know that we are integrated. If I am willing, my inner wisdom and the wisdom of the earth will blend as one. Mother Earth is always generous. And it is me as I am it. Good, I feel the connection. I allow the space and light within and the light of the heavens above to blend as one. Good. I allow the light within and the light throughout me, throughout this world, throughout all worlds, throughout infinity to blend as one. the return towards freedom and liberation is within our birthright. I guess we are here to understand human behaviors more and to go beyond it all. Back to our home, back to our origin, and back to our truth. There's no less and no more than that. All contrasts eventually lead us back to love and source. That's all for now.